I'm at Lambeth Palace in London, and while the government over the river is trying to persuade us all to spend more this Christmas, the Church of England is saying, pray now, buy later.
It was fantastic this morning. I got given this calendar, and there's lots of numbers on it for all the days leading up to Christmas, and each day you open up one of these squares and there's a chocolate inside. And I said to him, oh, that sounds fantastic. Actually, there's a special name for that sort of a calendar. Do you know what it's called? There was a long silence at the end of the phone. And then he said, yes, it's called a Star Wars calendar.
This is Father Christopher, who we all know from his work at Worth Abbey and through his work on television as well. And he's written a book called Finding Happiness. And he's going to tell us all about how to be happy this Christmas, which is not looking like a very happy Christmas for many of us. Is it, Father?
No, but it's a great opportunity because people might think about this. They might think about pray now, buy later, and enjoy the fact that maybe they're going to have to wait a little bit more this Christmas before they get everything they want. And to use that waiting time creatively to think about what really matters, to spend some time praying, to spend some time reflecting on the people you love and contacting them, as opposed to going to the shopping centre. What could be a happier way to prepare for Christmas?
I mean, do you think we should stop shopping altogether?
I think we should not stop shopping altogether, but spend, borrow, some more is what's got us into the difficulties. So we have to spend in a way that's within our own real actual means, and maybe to delay some of the spending and to do a bit more waiting so that when Christmas comes we can actually rejoice because we've had a period of restrained waiting first.
Hey, wouldn't you be rather sat inside the nice warm shop spending money than out here in the freezing cold trying to persuade people?
I can't think of anything worse than being in a shopping centre at the moment. This is a beautiful, crisp English winter's day out here, and we're having great fun with all these people. We're just waiting around doing nothing instead of going shopping. It's fantastic.
Okay, well let's talk to
huge crowds of people who are now just stopping and waiting. It's terrific.
Well, let's talk to another one of those people who's Bishop Stephen Cottrell, who's also pushing another book. I mean, this isn't just clergy trying to sell their own way out of the credit crunch, is it, and sell as many books as possible?
Well, no, it isn't. But certainly I think many people nowadays, particularly with all that's happening, are asking, what is all this about? So this is a chance just to say to people, stop, pause, take 5 minutes. What do you really want for Christmas?
And which is your book, Bishop?
Oh, well, I've written a book called Do Nothing, Christmas is Coming.
Oh, but you're doing something here, aren't you? Although
well,
not very much.
Actually. I'm just sitting here on the settee with some people that we've met who are passing by, and we're just taking a bit of time out to watch the crowds go by and to have a cup of coffee. Nothing could be nicer.
And how can we be happy this Christmas without spending money?
Well, one of the things that I think that most people want, well, put it like this, it doesn't say on anybody's tombstone, I wish I'd spent more time at the office. And in the kind of frantic world we live in, what most people want, probably more than anything, is a bit of time off, a bit of time with their family, a bit of time about the things that really matter. So the season of Advent has a message for everybody.
Thank you. Now, Paula has actually written the book, which is behind the marketing campaign the church is conducting to try and persuade people to spend less this Christmas. Paula, is that a fair summary, or what would you say it is?
My book's called Meanings in the Waiting, and one of the things that I was trying to say in my book is that actually what you need to do is to recover the lost art of waiting. That waiting is actually something that's really important, and that can give us something that otherwise we would lose out on.
And how can we actually learn to wait? I mean, it's almost impossible, isn't it, in our instant gratification society to actually stop and wait these days?
Well, it feels sometimes that it is quite hard to stop and wait, but actually we do wait regularly in our lives. We have to wait all the time for things, and it's about recognising that waiting is something that we can use profitably rather than just wishing the time away.
But from an existentialist point of view, waiting is pretty close to hell, isn't it?
Well, it can be, or actually you can see it as something that's profound and very important. And if you learn to wait properly, then you can actually begin to appreciate the present moment and not be rushing on all the time. Because one of the problems is if you spend such a lot of time rushing, you just miss the important moments in life.
I see. Now here we have some passers-by who've actually stopped to listen and wait. Could you tell me why you've done that?
Why I've stopped?
Yeah.
We were just asked to stop. We're walking. I don't know, we came out of the app.
And I mean, are you here as shoppers or tourists?
No, we're here studying actually.
Yes. And do you anticipate spending a lot of money this Christmas?
I hope not. I don't have that much money to spend.
Maybe that's the answer, that we should all just not have any money.
That would solve a lot of the problem.
Does the credit crunch alarm you and what's happening in the world?
Yeah, so it alarms me a lot, especially because I'm not home right now.
Where is home?
Boston, Massachusetts.
All right. Thank you. And you're here also. What's your name?
Yes, I'm Lauren Kelly.
And where are you from, Lauren?
I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm studying in Boston.
And are you here as a student too?
Yes.
And how do you feel about what's happening in the world of finance, which is obviously having a knock-on effect on us all?
Yes. I feel like we've become too much of a commercial society and too much of a reliance on money and spending, and I agree that we should think about the true meaning.
And is there a spiritual answer, do you think, in all this? What is it?
I'm not quite sure yet.
Yeah. Well, let's hope the clergy here have the answer for you. And finally, you are here are you here as a tourist or a
I'm
shopper?
a student as well, studying abroad.
Also from Boston?
Yeah, studying in Boston from California.
So what are you doing in London?
We're here on a class trip for 5 days. They're taking us on tours all day in class and just looking around.
So you're obviously visiting the Abbey today. Are you visiting any shopping centres?
We did that yesterday actually. We went shopping yesterday.
So here you're getting what, spiritual top up?
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
I see. And what do you feel about the credit crunch?
I don't really know. I've been so out of touch with what's going on in the world because I've been immersed in my studying, and so I don't really know. I can't really answer that question too well.
And what do you think about what the clergy are doing here today?
I don't really know. I'm sorry.